Welcome to TMZ Live. Mark Sanchez, the former NFL quarterback, is in huge trouble. He faces, worst case scenario, if convicted, 6 years in prison for a bizarre
totally bizarre attack that went down late Friday night into Saturday morning in Indianapolis. We broke the story Saturday morning that Mark Sanchez was in the hospital, had a stab wound, and then the story just went off the rails.
We thought he was the victim.
Thought he was the victim, and then the police came out and said, no, he actually is the assailant in this dispute. Even though he's in the hospital, we are going to be charging him with 3 misdemeanors, and then this morning they added a felony, and I think the felony has to do with the injuries the other guy suffered,
and they were significant.
Exactly.
They were significant. So let's kind of set the scene. So truck driver pulls up to
outside of a hotel.
Outside of a hotel.
Right. Mark Sanchez, by the way, was there to call the Colts-Raiders NFL game on Sunday for Fox.
So this is video that the New York Post got of Sanchez after he was stabbed.
Right. He's just walking down the street. You can see his shirt is bloody. Is all bloody.
Yeah. So for whatever reason, and I think alcohol was clearly involved.
Public intoxication is one of the charges.
Mark Sanchez had a problem with the way the driver parked the truck.
Yeah. He apparently, according to the truck driver, in a frenzy, Mark confronts this guy and says, hey, you can't park here. And then they get into a verbal argument. And the truck driver says that he felt threatened. So what does he do? He has pepper spray on him. He says he...
But didn't Sanchez get in the cab
in the cab of the car, which is also one of the other charges, unlawful entry into a motor vehicle. So he tries to get into the driver's side of this guy's cab.
And the guy, by the way, we should say, the guy is 69
years old, right.
And Sanchez is what?
38 years old.
Yeah.
He's 6'3", 230 pounds. He's an elite athlete. So there's a disparity there. So the guy says he feels at threat. He's worried about Mark being there. He tries to pepper spray Mark. He says the pepper spray has no effect. Now, it seems like there's some sort of struggle where the guy is actually then pulled out of his truck, and they are rolling around on the ground outside of his truck on the street.
And by the way, this is a guy who is there to deliver.
He's picking up oil.
This is the part that's bizarre about it. We should say the part where this happens is in an alley, right? At a loading dock. So this is not on the street in downtown Indianapolis where Mark Sanchez might have a car parked.
Right.
It's in his alley.
Right.
It's not. So I don't know why they get into this argument.
Well,
but
I want to know what Mark Sanchez because for someone to go to someone random in the street and just say, this is my hotel, you need to leave or what have you, like, he had to be on something strong.
Wasted. He was wasted.
Yeah. So then so he tries to pepper spray, or he does pepper spray Mark, but he says it had no effect.
Then takes out
Sanchez pulls him out of the cab.
They're fighting on the ground.
And the guy finally takes a knife out when nothing else is working.
Right.
And he stabs him.
Right, multiple times in the upper torso. Now, somehow in this fight, he also gets badly hurt, like you mentioned those injuries. I mean, he has a laceration, that supposedly was so bad it went through his cheek and into his tongue. That's how bad this laceration is. And I think that's why today when the officials speak at this press conference, they say, hey, look, we've looked at this guy's injuries, the 69-year-olds, and his injuries have risen to a level where this is not a misdemeanor anymore. This is a felony, and that's why they tacked on the felony.
So Sanchez is still in the hospital.
Yes.
He is lawyered up. And, by the way, has a contract with Fox.
Yes.
So we haven't heard what's going on there.
Honestly, I think his biggest concern right now is just his health because the injuries were critical.
Yeah.
But they said he's stable now, and but when he gets out of the hospital, he's going to have to deal with this. The first thing is he's going to take a mugshot.
The other thing is he leaves that area where the altercation occurred and then goes into a bar. And when you think...
Did he go into a bar? I know he walked down the street.
Well, he was walking...
Right, and he's clearly injured.
My understanding was he walked... If he wasn't walking in the bar, he was walking toward the bar. But
yes.
Kind of bizarre that he clearly was not in his right mind.
When we've seen videos now, there's blood all over the place. There's blood trails on the street. The police thought somebody was shot at first. I mean, there was a massive police response to this. it was chaos in that area.
Hi, I'm Pincus Grace, based in Nevada, and thank you, TMZ, so much for having me on today. I just think this whole situation in Indianapolis is completely heartbreaking. This was a heinous act against an older man just trying to do his job, and I just hope that he gets the justice and the healing that he deserves.
Well, the police have said that there are no favors given here to Mark Sanchez because of who he is, and they said that they're going to hold someone accountable.
I got angry.
I got to say, I do think there's an element when you get outside of like Los Angeles or New York, that when a celebrity acts up that way, the police react need to say even harsher.
Oh, I think so. Harv, the guy literally says, he goes, I don't care who you are or what you did for your job or how much money you have. If you come here and you commit acts of violence, we're going to hold you accountable. And he seemed angry when he said it.
Yeah. It's normal in LA for you to act up.
I didn't say it's normal, but it happens a lot.
We see it a lot.
Yes.
We should say, by the way, the police have said that they have looked at several camera angles of this, that they've actually, in that alley, there are surveillance cameras that they've looked at.
You knew they made the arrest so quick, so soon after the incident happened. You knew they had seen the video and it matched up.
Yeah.
Both Sanchez and the driver, too, also recorded it on their phones, according to the probable cause affidavit.
Right.
So whatever you see on the video, you'll probably get even more details based on what was said in those moments.
Well, when all that chaos was breaking out in downtown Indianapolis, our next guest happened to be in the area, just having a meal, and saw what played out. So he's joining us now. Darren Lachlan, welcome to TMZ Live.
Thank you.
So, Darren, the part that we're trying to piece together, we've now seen this video of Mark Sanchez walking out of the alley around the corner with his shirt bloodied. Did he go into another business at that point?
Yes. He went into Lockmiller's Pub and Eatery at 301 Washington.
So it sounds like, and I know you don't know this, but he was stabbed. He was bleeding. And it feels like he knew this place because that's not where he's from. So it seems like he had come out of there. This is what I'm guessing.
That he's aware of it, right.
And that maybe went back to it for help or for some reason. And I know you don't know it, but I'm curious about one thing. It may have been hard for you to eyeball this. Did he seem intoxicated to you? I mean, I know he was in pain, but did he seem intoxicated?
Well, I did not see him until he came out of the pub on the gurney. So I couldn't tell, of course, because he was laying on the gurney the first time I saw him. I didn't see him go into the pub.
What was the first thing you saw that triggered you to see something was going on here? Was it?
Well, I was a couple of blocks away, and I saw an ambulance go by. And then, like 10 seconds later, I started seeing police cars. And not just 1, 2, 3, I mean, it was like a dozen. And they were flying the same way the ambulance went. So I just followed them down. And when I got there, like a minute after the police and ambulance got there. So there was a little time at the beginning when I didn't see a whole lot. There were 2 other people standing there, and they told me that there had been a shooting because that's the way it came in at first.
Probably because of the amount of blood, right?
So I was just waiting, and I finally saw the pub open up. There were police inside the pub and the ambulance, and somebody took a gurney into the pub. And then a few minutes later, the gurney came out with someone on it. And I tried to maneuver around where I could get video, but I was a little late. So I just snapped the photo of the person on the gurney. At the time, I had no idea who it was because I didn't recognize him. And I mean, how do you think you're going to see somebody like that in that kind of situation? So I didn't know it was Sanchez till the next day.
Okay. Listen, we really appreciate you coming on.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Coming up,
A huge weekend for Taylor Swift as expected, although there's one person who apparently is not celebrating, Charli XCX, who a lot of people feel is the target of the song on Taylor's album called Actually Romantic. While everyone was talking about Taylor and about that song, Charli posts this.
Be right back.
A huge weekend for Taylor Swift as expected. A lot to celebrate, although there's one person who apparently is not celebrating. We'll get to that in a moment. But yes, her album is going to be #1. It most likely is going to break the single week sales record. It broke the single day record.
The first day, 2.7 million copies sold.
And that is a record.
That is crazy.
Yes, and her movie, which was about behind the scenes of making the album, that was #1 at the box office.
Which is interesting because it was a limited release and still #1.
And still topped everything else Hollywood had to offer. So, yeah, everything's great in Taylor's world.
Except,
unless you're Charli XCX, who a lot of people feel is the target of the song on Taylor's album called Actually Romantic. They think it's a clapback at a song that Charli did because Charli... What's their beef about again?
Yeah, so Charli...
I don't even know what they're beefing about.
It's kind of a deep cut one. Charli XCX's husband is in the same band as Maddie Healy, who's 1975, who's one of Taylor Swift's exes. He's the one right before Travis Kelce. So that's kind of where all the beef stemmed from. Charli has a song called Sympathy is a Knife that came out on her Brat album that kind of digs allegedly at Taylor. So this is almost like kind of their Nicki Cardi feud coming back with different songs.
So, just without the little kids.
Exactly, yeah.
Charli XCX, very smart.
Yes,
very smart.
Because this is what she posted while everyone was talking about Taylor and about that song, Actually Romantic. Then Charli posts this. All right, you may go,
short and sweet.
What is that?
3 seconds.
A producer sitting at the sound console, and a little bit of music you hear. So it's the feeling, the reaction is this is Charli in the studio.
It's the Drake response.
Yes.
Exactly, yeah.
Recording
she's
some
a little.
response.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, she's definitely teasing, I think, a little bit of a comeback moment for Charli. And then also, if I was Charli, I'd be hopping on all the buzz too. Like, this girl allegedly writes a whole song about you.
So even if it's not about Taylor, she's just going to capitalize on the fact that people think she's doing a song
the only problem with it is that
if you don't do the song about Taylor, they're going to be disappointed.
Rabid on Taylor's side.
Well, fans are rabid on both sides, honestly, too. On X, like you see all these Charli XCX fans reposting lyrics from Sympathy's a Knife, saying they stand with Charli. Obviously, Taylor's got the bigger camp here,
Except
but
not necessarily younger camp.
Correct,
Not necessarily the younger camp.
Charli's came into popularity during like the Brat summer, very Gen Z vibes. So Taylor's got a wider fan base, I think, but those Charli fans are very passionate.
And that Gen Z fan base is maybe more important than the others. It really may be.
Sure, yeah.
For all sorts of reasons.
Yeah, definitely.
But Taylor doesn't want to look like the
older.
Yeah, exactly. She doesn't want to look too
millennial. Which kind of leads us to her interview with the BBC.
Yes, where she addressed a rumor that she actually finds offensive about where she's going in her career.
But this is a whole thing, like talking to you about music that I'm really proud of. So I'm gonna.
Taylor, don't tell me this is your last album.
What? No.
I just saw some fans going, well, she's going to get married and then she's going to have children and then it's going to be the last album.
A shockingly offensive thing to say.
Absolutely. It is not the last album.
It's not why people get married.
No, exactly.
So that they can quit their jobs. But it's like I love the person that I am with because he loves what I do and he loves how much I am fulfilled by making art and making music. That's the coolest thing about Trav is like he is so passionate about what he does that me being passionate about what I do, it connects us.
100%.
There's no point in time where he's going to be like, I'm really upset that you're still making the music.
Can you imagine?
You know what's interesting? She was upset about this.
Yeah.
I mean, this wasn't laughing at all.
Well, it is an offensive. I get her point. I get why she was upset about it. Like, to suggest that just because you get married, you're not going to do the thing that your job, that you're not going to do your passion.
I agree with you, but there are some people who make that choice. There are
Yeah, but they're not the biggest pop star in the
no,
world.
you know what? Okay, help me out.
Who's done that?
No,
And by the way, she probably also feels that it's kind of misogynistic that like.
I literally met.
She has to be at home barefoot.
I went to a wedding over the weekend, and I met a guy there that I've known who's a big producer, and he had 4 kids.
Right.
And that's all he cares about right now. He just wanted to.
So.
I mean, I don't think she's
what did he
popping up another
produce?
album.
Was he a film producer or
a TV producer and a big one?
And just decided he wanted to walk away from it.
Yep. Well, so it does happen, and there's no shade on that, but it does happen. No. So all I'm saying is, it's not a sexist thing necessarily.
I mean, I think she's like writing right now.
I think so too.
She's not going to pop another album in the next 2 days, but she'll take time to plan her wedding and whatnot. But I don't think she's throwing her entire music career down just because she gets married.
She made that very clear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Caroline from Toronto, Canada. What I think is going on is, of course, some people do choose this, but Taylor herself never chose this. She never gave any indication that she was choosing that for herself. She's been successful for many years long before she was in a relationship, and she'll continue to be successful in the future, whether she's in a relationship or not.
Who are we to argue?
Well, the last chapter of the Diddy saga is finding out where he's actually going to go to prison. You know, he was sentenced on Friday to 4 years, time served, and other things. It's essentially going to be just over 2 years that he's most likely will be serving in a prison. They're waiting for the judge's recommendation.
And then ultimately the Federal Board of Prisons, they will make that decision. But although it's almost certainly going to be a minimum security prison, there are risks. It came out on Friday that somebody tried to shank Diddy
at Brooklyn MDC.
Right.
Where he's been for the last year.
And so Mark Garagos has represented Diddy for a long, long time and talks to him multiple times a week. There is concern about Diddy getting assaulted, sexually assaulted, physically assaulted. Mark acknowledges there is going to be a target on his back.
Are you concerned that Sean Diddy Combs could be sexually assaulted, violently assaulted? Is that a thing? Because based on what was said in court, it feels like a thing.
Yeah, it clearly is a thing. I mean, they're already, and he did not want to make a big deal of it. They already tried to shank him once at the MDC, and that was thwarted. And it happens in prison. You always have to watch your back, literally. And if that's the case, you're never really out of the woods until you're released, or you go to a halfway house, or you get into one of the programs. But if you are in a camp or in a low-level designation, your odds go down dramatically.
So that's their play, which is put him in a camp. He's a target. I mean, that's clearly
just for his safety. That's
you read between the lines of what Garagos is saying, and that's what he's saying.
There are two things at play. Number one, prisons are a very dangerous place, right? Bad things happen to prisoners all the time.
Even minimum security.
Even minimum security,
right.
Very dangerous. Obviously, where he is now is much more dangerous.
Yeah.
Second, defense counsel always use the dangerous conditions in prison as a lever by which to get a better, nicer, lighter, easier place to go for their clients.
Right. And so we will know, but this is going to be a thing if he doesn't get a camp, and I don't think he's gonna.
Yeah.
You think it'll be something? It's not going to be that.
The nature of the
that
crime
minimum.
is not the white-collar camp type of crime that you typically see.
It may be, but I don't know. I don't think so. But it's not over if it's not. I mean, they will go back.
Right.
And this will be an ongoing
And
saga.
by the way, I would think that Diddy wants this to happen sooner than later because he wants to get out of Brooklyn MDC.
That's the worst place he will be.
Right.
Wherever he goes is going to be a hell of a lot better than where he is.
Much better. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Mackenzie in Bucks County. I can appreciate that Mark Garagos is wanting to protect his client at all costs and saying this maybe hyperbole, like he's going to maybe get assaulted and things like that to try to get an easier sentence or an easier condition for his client. But the hard truth is that people go to prison for things like this all the time, and it is a risk for everyone and everyone that goes to prison under these sentences. So, golden rule, treat people how you want to be treated. If you were going to assault people and get violent with women, you can't expect to be kept safe in prison.
Well, it is different for him because he's a celebrity and because of the nature of the offenses and the allegations.
Right. Coming up. Well, new body cam footage shows us what went down when police raided Tyrese's home. They went there searching for his dogs. Now, they didn't get the dogs. They did end up getting Tyrese's grandmother.
Be right back. TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
BB Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too. Did you just say, look at the water?
I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at. Well, new body cam footage shows us what went down when police raided Tyrese's home. They went there searching for his dogs. This was before he turned himself in.
Well, there was a warrant after this happened. So they're looking for his dogs because his dogs apparently killed a neighbor's dog. They were running loose, and it wasn't the first time. So they wanted to quarantine the dogs.
Right.
And so
standard operating procedure.
He wouldn't turn them over, so they got a search warrant.
Right. Now, they didn't get the dogs. They did end up getting Tyrese's grandmother. And you're going to see in this body cam, she's walked out in handcuffs, wearing a robe. We'll get into why that happened, but here is a little bit of the footage where, I mean, they're walking through his house, and it's very clear this is Tyrese's house. Yeah, and you can see they have the dog catcher hoping to find the dog.
So this is them walking into the house. And it's interesting. There's quite a police presence there, which they always do because you don't know what you're going to get.
And have no idea what's in there.
And especially because he was defiant and didn't turn it over. So this is the grandmother being walked out in cuffs, in a robe, and put in the back of a police car.
You could see why Tyrese would be upset about that, right?
But I will tell you.
Why? Because she has nothing to do with it.
Standard operating procedure.
Correct.
This is what they do when they execute a search and somebody's in the house. They always do this.
By the way, we saw this happen when the raid at Diddy's house.
That's right. With the sons.
With his sons.
Happens all the time.
The difference, you're right, it's totally standard operating procedure. They have to sort of run the protocol as they, whatever they encounter. But to see your grandmother, Tyrese is not a young man. And so his grandmother is an older person, different than seeing your sons wrapped into it in the Diddy sequence. This is an elderly woman who may or may not be involved. Who knows? But she's there, and they have to walk her out. She's clearly no threat to anyone.
Well,
I can connect
it. I can connect it. What if the cops think, well, she could literally let the dogs loose on them? The dogs already showed a vicious propensity.
Right.
So what if she opens the door and the dogs come charging the cops?
You're 100% right. And that's why they have to operate in this manner and expect the unexpected in these kind of situations.
Search warrants are the scariest thing for police.
That's right. But the optics of this one turned out that you have an elderly woman in a police cruiser is a tough beat.
I mean, that's Tyrese's doing.
That's right.
Hi, this is Melissa from Puyallup, Washington. You know what? I think there's just so much more to the story to unfold here. I get it. Like, there's this dog that's killed another dog. It's been running loose, seems kind of calm at the moment, but who knows? It could be going after a child. I get it. But why grandma was in the back of the car, she is so calm. I just feel like we're only getting a little bit of the story, and I can't wait to see the rest of it unfold right now.
I don't think there's much more to it.
No.
He was evading the cops, wouldn't turn the dog over, and their recourse was, let's find the dog.
The dogs are still not been turned over to the police.
Yeah.
He says he rehomed them, and in fact, the person who has the dogs now posted some video showing them interacting with the dogs, I guess to make it look like, look, the dogs are fine, there's nothing to worry about.
All the more reason to find the dogs.
Right.
All the more reason.
Coming up.
Bad Bunny has heard the criticism about him being selected to do the Super Bowl halftime show, and he has a response.
Es un logro de todo, demostrando que nuestra huella y nuestra aportación en este país nadie nunca la podrá sacar ni borrar. If you didn't understand what I just said.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. Bad Bunny has heard the criticism about him being selected to do the Super Bowl halftime show, and he has a response.
So,
a very funny one, I think.
He sings a lot in Spanish. And
almost exclusively.
There were people in the Trump administration, I believe Kristi Noem, but I may be wrong, saying that they should perform in English.
Right. There are a lot of people just on the right who felt that way and think that the NFL selecting Bad Bunny is really just was done to jab at President Trump. I don't know that it's about him, but they seem to think it is. So this is how Bad Bunny addressed that when he was hosting SNL. Stick with it. There are parts you might not understand, but that's kind of the point here.
I'm very excited to be doing the Super Bowl, and I know that people all around the world who love my music are also happy, especialmente todos los latinos. Todos los latinos y las latinas en el mundo entero y aquí en los Estados Unidos, todas las personas que han trabajado para abrir puertas, más que un logro mío. Más que un logro mío, es un logro de todos, demostrando que nuestra huella y nuestra aportación en este país nadie nunca la podrá sacar ni borrar. And if you didn't understand what I just said, you have 4 months to learn.
That's pretty funny.
Let me tell you something. I disagree with the fact that we put subtitles on there to actually translate it for people.
Right, because you would have gotten it.
I would have worked on it. I mean, I've been doing Duolingo for a very long time.
I heard todos, and that means all. Everyone
knew that.
Okay, Anakin, decipher.
Decipher. I mean, more or less what he was saying was that there's obviously a lot of backlash with him performing at the Super Bowl, but this is more of a celebration of the Latino community in the United States, and that's what he intends to do at his concert. And essentially, that his being there is demonstrating that there is no way of suppressing the Latino community in the country.
I just remember more or less. I forget how to say that in Spanish, but I knew it. Help.
Oh, come on.
No, más o menos.
Más o menos, that's right.
There you go.
That's all right. More or less, más o menos.
So, I got to say something. I've been thinking and worrying about this all weekend. Something is going to happen.
At the Super Bowl.
Because they are, the administration is saying we are going to have ICE agents there and they are going to be taking care of business. This is, near San Francisco. Gavin Newsom
it is
and
all
Donald
set up to be not just a big
confrontation.
football battle, but a major culture war. And
I'm just feeling it. I am feeling this, and
I certainly hope not.
I hope not too. But I see it.
But we're 4 months out, so there's going to be a lot of talk.
Oh yeah, things feel like they're getting better.
It could. You're right.
Hi, Harvey and Chip. It's Gabriela from California, and you know what? I love Bad Bunny, aka Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, El Conejo Malo. I love how people criticize him, and he just knows how to turn that noise and incorporate it into his show. I'm excited for the Super Bowl halftime show.
He is a great performer. He is a great performer. I mean, he's going to be awesome. I'm just wondering around
about all
that.
the stuff that happens around it.
Yeah.
Well, Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco did a pretty good job of keeping their guests
under wraps. They
right?
did. They really did.
Nobody really leaked videos. None of the guests did. But Selena has now released some video and photos of that big day. And yes, Taylor Swift was there. Because remember, the only image we'd seen of her at that point was when she arrived in Santa Barbara and they had umbrellas covering every inch of her body so you couldn't see her as she got off the plane. But now Selena is offering proof. Yes, Taylor was there, and actually Taylor was there at a pretty emotional moment.
You even serious? What? Look at her. Oh my god. I'm so happy. Oh my god.
She looks so good.
Finally.
Is that Taylor in the
So it's Taylor actually shooting the video. She's in the mirror. She's zooming in.
Right.
She's sitting right next to her as she gets her veil on. Nice.
Was it, oh my God, you're beautiful is the thing?
Yeah, I love this. I mean, this is just,
oh my God.
I mean, this is such a good glimpse of just like girlhood, getting ready together. It's kind of interesting. Taylor's the only one in the room. She doesn't really have any other friends that it looks like that's there to support her.
Oh, because she's got no pull.
No, there were other friends.
Well, I mean, they were there.
This is just a moment that.
It looks a little intimate. And then she said she posted it in honor of the Showgirl album coming out, and 20 years later of friendship. She calls her Gator. So I guess that's a little.
So now the question: when Taylor gets married,
does Selena
is Selena in the wedding party?
Of course she'll be there.
No. Is
in
she
the
in
wedding
the wedding party?
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't see why not. They're
well,
best
Taylor
friends.
wasn't, right?
Well, yeah, it's unclear that, she wasn't a bridesmaid.
Yeah, she was
actually.
not.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were able to confirm. But
Prediction: she will be.
well, of course.
If she does a traditional wedding like that, where you have bridesmaids, some people don't do that anymore.
She
Yeah,
totally
I feel like
will.
it's Taylor in her.
She
to be
writes
very
about
selective.
high school all the time. She will have a fairy tale traditional wedding.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful. I can't
I'm
wait.
a Taylor Swift expert.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, really?
Oh, now you are.
Hey, SB from Santa Monica here. I think that Taylor is right. Selena is the most beautiful bride. And the thing about brides is they always have to be the most beautiful person in the room, which is why I think that Selena is engaged and got married to Benny in the first place. And I actually heard Ed Sheeran was giving a speech at the reception. And so she really doubled down on that, really trying to be the most beautiful person in the room.
I'm not sure I'm following that.
I think, well, the last part I got was definitely a shot at Ed and his looks.
I think the thing was.
I didn't get the other part.
I think the Benny part was a shot as
Shot
well.
at his looks, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, it was hard to beat Selena Gomez. She really was beautiful.
Yes.
And that's the only nice thing I'm going to say today.
Coming up.
Lana Del Rey at Paris Fashion Week, not surprising thing. You would expect to see her there. But she, this year, decided to bring along her husband. And that certainly catches people's eye because, of course,
he's a crocodile guy.
Be right back.
Lana Del Rey at Paris Fashion Week, not surprising thing. You would expect to see her there. But she, this year, decided to bring along her husband. And that certainly catches people's eye because, of course,
he's a crocodile guy.
Jeremy Dufresne, known as the croc guy. And yeah, he can go to Paris too. And
looks can
be
be deceiving because he's a country guy, and you think, okay, well there he is in his country duds. That jacket ain't just a country jacket.
Oh, really?
No, it's a $2,500 jacket, I believe.
So he's a fraud.
What?
He's a fraud. I will say, the cool thing he's doing, he still has the upside down Oakleys and the hat, so at least he's staying to his roots
sticking
there.
with his
I love this guy.
And he does look casual. Like if I saw that, I'd be like, oh, that's not that expensive. But yeah, reportedly that's like a designer outfit. So he's gone Hollywood.
So you know
the guy went Hollywood.
Her stylist came out and said, look, you can still wear denim, but here.
Exactly.
And here's the
Put this
jacket
on.
If you didn't know it was $2,500, you'd assume it was just out of his closet.
Right.
Correct. So I guess it works.
Which is what
So
a
that
waste.
works.
I mean, it's like what a waste.
At least they didn't put him in like
Totally.
a tux
You know what I mean?
and like, you know what I mean?
No,
Like,
I understand.
What?
That was a dig.
That was not a dig.
It was a total.
It was not a dig. Just because you wore a tux this weekend, it's not always about you.
Why did you smirk at me?
I just said at least they didn't make him wear a tux. That would have looked. Then you could say that he's a sellout.
I'm not saying anything.
I mean,
man. I don't. Did someone wear a tux this weekend?
Sort of. It wore him.
Hi, Caitlin from New York City. Personally, I think they look fantastic together. Like Lana will never miss, in my opinion. And I kind of love that her husband has his own normal person style. And I think even though some people might think it's a juxtaposition, I think this totally works for them because at the end of the day, all style is about self-expression, right? And they look happy together. And at the end of the day, I think that's beautiful.
I think it's beautiful too. The problem I have is Paris Fashion Week is like 4 months, it seems. It goes on and on.
They're very
forever.
fashionable. They're very fashionable.
We had the best time on the TMZ After Dark Tour and our brunch bus over the weekend. Get to the brunch bus in a minute, but on Saturday night, it was unbelievable. This is our TMZ After Dark.
Tell them what they're seeing here. This is Raz B from B2K.
Raz B is the host performing for the bus. And actually, breaking news, about
B2K.
a B2K tour.
That's right.
So this whole thing was fueled by Monster Energy.
If you're a B2K fan,
and
you were not on the bus,
look, watch it.
You didn't get the news.
I got every single thing that I need, except for I need a. Where we at? And we on Sunset Show. We turned up.
I mean, we have a DJ on the bus, Monster Energy drinks. We got Raz B, and it was awesome. I mean, it was awesome. And by the way,
we should say that the tour was fueled by Monster Energy this weekend.
You can find out more about Monster by going to monsterenergy.com. It was awesome. So then on Sunday, we have our brunch bus. They go to the Henry for mimosas. You go to
Mimosas, right?
Mimosas. Then you go to Lisa Vanderpump's restaurant, Tom Tom, and you get shots. And then you go to the butcher, the baker, the cappuccino maker, and you get these great empanadas. Ray J hosted. We have a DJ on the bus. We do it at 12:30 on Sundays. It's so fun. So we had a great weekend on our TMZ tour bus.
Coming up.
Dua Lipa actually had 2 shows at the Kia Forum over the weekend. There's a part of the show where she goes out and she actually mingles with the fans. Very nice. Unless the fans decide to get a little handsy. Watch how her security came to the rescue.
Be right back.
Well, another big show in LA that I missed. I don't know. I got to start looking up concert listings more often. Dua Lipa actually had 2 shows at the Kia Forum over the weekend. And last night, there's a part of the show where she goes out and she actually mingles with the fans. Very nice. Unless the fans decide to get a little handsy. Watch what happened here. And by the way, this was on the Jumbotron at the time, so everyone in the arena saw what was going on. And watch how her security came to the rescue-ish.
Thank you for being here. Thank you. I love you. You want to take a photo? Should we do one together? You going to pass me your phone?
It's fine, it's fine.
No.
Whoa. Hey, easy, buddy. Easy.
Somebody had eyes on that hand.
Boy, security was on it,
They were on
the
it.
second that hand is dropped down. That's fine. That's fine right there. Oh, no, now you gone too far.
Out. Boom. That was a swift move.
Yeah, and he got the idea. The hand went back a little bit higher up.
The guy was not thrown out.
You're right.
Hi, my name is Ash from Nashville, Tennessee, and Dua Lipa's security was doing exactly what she pays them to do, baby. Matter of fact, give them an extra bonus because they had to have been paying super close attention to notice that that hand was sliding down a little too far.
Eyes on that hand. Eyes on that hand.
Can you imagine there was someone on the intercom going, yes, watch the hand.
Watch the
right hand, right
Not
hand.
I know. Okay, every weekend we put polls up on the website. We want to see how you feel about things that we reported last week. Here are the results.
A couple of big things last week. Diddy's 50-month sentence. Got off easy, too stiff, or just right? I wonder what people think, actually.
I think they're going to say got off easy. Yep.
Yeah?
By a lot.
Wow.
By a lot. Okay, next. Post-prison, Diddy will be making hits again or too toxic to ever come back. I think they're going to say that.
Too toxic.
Well, they always say it now.
They say it now.
But look at Chris Brown. They
3
would have
years
said
from
that.
now.
Absolutely.
Right.
Okay, next one.
Taylor Swift's Life of a Showgirl. Playing it on repeat or I'll pass?
I think
they're going to go
say
negative.
yeah.
But that's BS. We've seen the numbers.
Well, except...
See, that's just haters.
Hold on. Well,
that's haters.
No.
I've seen the number.
No,
the streaming numbers. Spotify said it set a record.
People are buying it, but there's mixed reviews.
No, but they're also streaming it.
I know, but they're mixed reviews.
All right.
Okay, next. Keith Urban's new woman. It's Maggie or
Maggie Baugh?
It's a mystery lady. I think they're going to say Maggie, but
because she's the only one they've seen.
I know, but
I'm not convinced yet that it's Maggie.
Nor am I.
But because she's the one they've seen, that's what they think.
He did kind of profess his admiration.
Something like that. Bad Bunny playing the Super Bowl halftime. I can't wait. Not my jam.
I hope they're going to say can't wait.
Haters.
Oh my God. How do you not like Bad Bunny? I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. Okay.
It's fun music.
ICE agents at Super Bowl. That's Law and Order or that's BS?
Please say that's BS.
I don't know what they're going to say here. Boy, that is...
That's that number.
That
that's
is
that
that
split.
number. It is that Trump number that always is that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 2 more.
Nicki Minaj or Cardi B?
They're going to say Cardi.
Ooh. Wow. I am really surprised by that. Just
Okay.
because, you know, the Barbs do their thing.
Last one. Cardi and Nicki dissing kids. All's fair or over the line? They're going to say over the line.
Yeah,
and
that's
they
over the
should.
line.
And they should.
I think everyone agrees that that's over the line.
Oh, there you go. Wow.
Almost everyone.
Wow. We never get a consensus like that.
8% don't like kids.
Coming up.
LeBron James is going back to the well, talking about the most infamous move in his career back in 2010 when he had the decision, had the big build-up to say that he's taking his talents to South Beach. So now he is teasing the second decision.
Be right back.
LeBron James is going back to the well. Although I think there are a lot of people that wish he would not go back to this well. Talking about maybe the most infamous move in his career back in 2010 when he had the decision, had the big build-up and to sit down to say that he's taking his talents to South Beach. A lot of people felt like that.
Did not go over well with folks in Ohio.
Definitely not. So now this is what he is teasing, the second decision.
So what,
It's
pray
just
tell,
him walking in to sit down with...
What, pray tell, could the
Decision
be when everybody's talking about the possibility
of him retiring
and
So
leaving
the question becomes, is he just trolling everybody? He's going to say something that has nothing to do with retirement?
It's got to be.
Or
because
is it retirement?
Who cares? He's washed up at this point. He's one of the most overrated players in the NBA. I mean, they signed him for $150 million to the Lakers. They wanted him to win some championships. He won 1 or 2, but for all the money he pours into his health and keeping, you know, his body in shape so he can keep going past the age he should retire.
Are you trying to say he's a failure?
I'm not saying he's a failure, but I'm like,
I mean,
he's had his time. It's okay. If he's going to retire, no one will blame him. Take a seat.
Well,
it's all right. You've done enough.
I don't think
can't be this.
I don't
here's
think
why
he's
it's
going to
not about
retire
that.
because it's too obvious.
You can't. Right. He's not going to hold the whole thing to say I'm not
obvious.
retiring.
It's going to be something that
So
will
it's
piss
either-
people off.
It's like stale
It's
bread.
either that he is retiring or it's something
He puts
completely
butts in
different.
seats.
I think it's something completely
Okay,
different.
and the NBA needs to find someone else. It's done for.
We want to be clear here at TMZ that the thoughts of Jackson are not the thoughts of the room
All opinions
necessarily.
are my own.
But Jackson's opinion is not his own. It's not like a lone wolf. It's not.
A lot of people feel this way.
He's a lone wolf to say. You
I
could
do
say
have-
that maybe
I do have a
it's
question.
time for him to retire.
If he leaves, what happens to Bronny?
Nothing. I don't
Well,
think.
that's
Bronny needs some
No,
more time
does
in the
he
lab.
stay?
No, I want to say for the record, just so this makes sense, I am a Clippers fan.
Oh, see? Now, thank you. Now you admit the bias. Okay.
Okay.
Now I see what was really at play here.
We're done.
Good job.
We're done.